All right, I will call to order the November 21st City Council meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Jackie, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor. Mayor Evans,
Here.
Vice Mayor Russell,
Here.
Mr. Mitchell,
Here.
Mr. Parrish,
Here.
Ms. Cooper,
Here.
Mr. Redmond,
Present.
Ms. Chamberlain.
Here. All right, and you can tell we have something special going on tonight because there's actually people in the audience. So I'd like to call up Chief Mills for a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, Council. So yes, tonight we are excited to have what I'm calling new officer ceremonies. And I call it that because both of these new officers took their oath of office last Monday on their first day, but tonight they will take their oath of honor and we'll go through some ceremonial processes. But I'd like to recognize that both these officers have their families here tonight. I think that's very important. As we're all aware, a job in public safety is very demanding on not just the employee, but also the family. So I think it's very fitting that they're here showing their support for these new officers. So if I could have Officer Heather Mason and Alexander Dresselhaus come forward, please. Just kind of stand here to my right. All right, can I have your badges? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just hang on to his then. All right.
If anyone wants to take pictures, you're welcome to come stand. Oops, if you want a better angle.
So tonight is the culmination of a process that began in July. The selection process has many aspects. There's a reason for that. We're very selective about who we let wear the uniform and badge of a Milford police officer. Tonight, these officers officially earn the right to wear our badge and are officially indoctrinated as a member of the Milford Police Department, a family with a heritage that extends back to the 1800s. The first police badges were a coat of arms worn by knights. The coat of arms identified the knight and his allegiance to justice, chivalry, and his royal leaders. Police officers swear to protect and serve, the same as knights from the medieval era were often sworn in and asked to protect the weak, defenseless, helpless, and fight for the general welfare of all. Tonight, the badges are shiny and new. Over the years, they will acquire scratches and scuffs, but it's your responsibility to ensure that it remains untarnished. For when an officer tarnishes his or her badge, they tarnish the badge of every officer, including those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Every Milford police officer is required to take the IACP, that's the International Association of Chiefs of Police, Oath of Honor. It's now time for you officers to take that solemn pledge with me. So if you would, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will treat all individuals with dignity and respect, and ensure that my actions are dedicated to ensuring the safety of my community and the preservation of human life. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, my community, and the agency I serve. Congratulations. Thank you. So now it's my pleasure to present you with the Milford Police Badge. So Heather, if you want to have your parents come forward now with yours, and I understand I have the honors of pinning Alexander's on. So you'll be glad to know I've never stabbed anybody yet. Okay, so family, if you want to take pictures of this, please go ahead. I'm going to.
Professional.
Thank you. So you got Alexander and Heather. And 2, because the left arm was the arm that often held the shield, protecting the heart and leaving the dominant hand to fight with a weapon. Remember, the name on your badge represents who you serve. The name on your nameplate represents who raised you. It's your responsibility to represent both with honor and integrity. I'd like to present you with the Milford Police Department Challenge Coin. There are varying tales about the origins of challenge coins. Some say that it dates back to the Roman Empire. Others credit a young fighter pilot from the First World War. For us, it's a symbol of honor and a constant reminder that we are doing something worthwhile. On the front, it proudly displays our core values. And on the back, it has our motto that we are committed to living by. Am I doing the right thing at the right time, in the right way, and for the right reasons? You are to carry the coin, and you are permitted in certain situations to give it to a citizen who exemplifies our core value. So I'm going to present this to you now. In closing, remember that I too have stood where you stand in front of family, friends, members of the Milford Police Department, city council members, and residents of our community as I swore my oath. I know that tonight you feel the same immense pride, honor, and sense of accomplishment, as well as the awesome responsibility that is bestowed upon you. This is my charge to you. Every time you place that badge on your chest for the rest of your career, I hope you'll reflect on the feelings you have tonight, and remember one of my favorite quotes: if you do this job properly, there is nothing nobler you will do with your life. Welcome to the team. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, and congratulations, and welcome to Milford. So you are all welcome to leave to go celebrate if you would like. You don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Big family turnout. I said big family turnout there.
I don't know we could fit so many people.
I know.
And we'll filter into the usual crowd.
All right, next on our, a proclamation for Small Business Saturday. So whereas the government of the city of Milford, Ohio celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community, and whereas, according to the U.S. Small Business Administration, there are 33.2 million small businesses in the U.S., small businesses represent 99.7% of firms with paid employees. Small businesses are responsible for 62.7% of net new jobs created since 1995, and small businesses employ 46.4% of the employees in the private sector of the U.S. And whereas 68 cents of every dollar spent at a small business in the U.S. stays in the local community, and every dollar spent at small businesses creates an additional 48 cents in local business activity as a result of employees and local businesses purchasing local goods and services. And whereas 72% of consumers reported that Small Business Saturday 2022 made them want to shop and dine at small, independently owned retailers and restaurants all year long. And whereas the city of Milford, Ohio supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities. And whereas advocacy groups, as well as public and private organizations across the country, have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Lisa Evans, Mayor of the City of Milford, do hereby proclaim November 25th, 2023 as Small Business Saturday, and urge the residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and to shop small throughout the year. And this weekend, that also coincides with our hometown holidays, so hopefully everyone will support all of these small businesses in downtown Milford. And that takes us to proceedings. Do I have a motion to approve the council meeting proceedings from November 9th, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Cooper,
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain,
Abstain?
Mr. Redmond,
Abstain.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Russell,
Do I abstain? I abstain.
Ms. Evans.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that. Yes, yes. That takes us to public comments. Anyone from the public wishing to make a comment? Right. They were absent. Oh, yeah. No. That takes us to stating committee reports, which we don't have any, but we will vote on legislation from last meeting's admin services under new business. So then that takes us to city manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. Several updates, this evening. Superfund site update. We received an email notification from the U.S. EPA, and they advised us that there is a contract that has been awarded to the contractor to provide cleanup remediation for the site. The EPA is anticipating that the remediation process on the Superfund site will occur sometime the summer of 2024. So finally seeing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel on that. Bike share program, the city is exploring a partnership to provide bike share program for residents and visitors of Milford. This program would connect people to places and each other by providing low-cost green transportation options, similar to some of the bike share programs that you've seen around the area, specifically in Cincinnati. So we're getting our feet wet with that, and possibly may have a bike share program. Canoe and kayak launch. Finally, the final design is finished. It's been approved by the Army Corps of Engineers after a very lengthy comment period. And speaking with our engineers, we anticipate that we will be advertising those bids and soliciting in December of this year. And we're still on target for a completion date of May of 2024, right around springtime and canoe and kayak season. 2024 landscape bids update. We were very excited. We received several competitive bids for both the general landscaping as well as the 5 Points Landing Park landscaping. I will probably tomorrow be soliciting committee members on several items, particularly in administrative services. This will be one of those items that we will cover as well. So be looking out if you're on that committee for a solicitation. Ohio Capital Budget project submittal. We did submit a smaller project to the Ohio Capital Budget, and that is for farmers market stalls, shelters at the 5 Points Landing Park. I'm wrapping up a application for Phase 2. If you'll recall, Phase 2 of the 5 Points Landing Park is the Event Center, Community Center. It's about $2 to $2.5 billion facility. So we're looking at possibly, there's an additional pot of money that is being allocated, about $170 million, I believe, in the state of Ohio's capital budget, aside from just the general money that they put in the capital budget each year. So this is an additional pot, and they're looking for projects that are over $1 million. So we're going to put our best foot forward and try to get Phase 2 funded. City Hall exterior repairs, due to some weather and some issues, shortened week. Trisco Construction, who has the contract for that project, is scheduled to start repairs Monday of next week. Again, no standing committee meetings at this time, but those specifically on administrative services anticipate me reaching out to you tomorrow to solicit times and availability. Reminders, November 23rd is Thanksgiving. City Hall is closed the 23rd and 24th, the next day, Friday. But on that Friday, if you're shopping downtown, right, looking for some gifts, we do invite the public to attend our holiday tree lighting on November the 24th, that Friday after Thanksgiving at 7 o'clock. And then also the next regularly scheduled city council meeting will be December 5th at 7.
Thank you. Before Chief Mill goes, I've skipped one thing, I'm sorry. Financial statements. Do I have a motion to receive the October 23 financial report?
So move.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes. Thank you. All right. Chief Mills, please report.
Thank you, Mayor. I've got my October monthly report to go over the highlights with you. In terms of training, all sworn members were requalified on the department's less lethal weapons, weaponless tactics, and our use of force directives. All sworn members passed the annual physical fitness test, and Officer Brown attended a field training officer course hosted by the Hamilton Township Police Department. Some notable occurrences, a reminder that these elderly scams are becoming more and more prevalent, If it sounds too good to be true, it almost always is. Unfortunately, Squad 1 took a report from an elderly victim who was contacted by someone posing as a Spectrum employee who offered her a 50% reduction on her bill if she paid the first 6 months today. They went on with this scam to get her to give them 10 different gift cards valued at $270 each. Eventually, kudos to Target, one of their employees informed this woman that she was being scammed. So we can almost never recover those funds once they're gone. So please, please call us if you have any questions about anything that you're presented with like that. Squad 2 investigated a dog bite incident at the Oakwood Apartments, a death scene on Mohawk Trail, an attempted auto theft on Water Street, and recovered a critical suicidal missing from Brown County. Squad 3 investigated a burglary at Thielman's Mobile Home Park and recovered a stolen bike for a resident. Squad 4 responded to a breaking and entering where 2 suspects made forced entry by breaking in the front door of Royal Vape, and they also investigated a felonious assault at the Oakwood Apartments. We had 11 offense reports during the month forwarded to the detective unit for follow-up. We took 1,078 call records, conducted 466 extra patrols. Those took 209 offense reports, so about 20% of our total, 24 auto accidents, 69 written warnings, and 126 citations. Some administrative items: we participated in a fire drill with City Hall. Myself and Assistant Chief Mahan and City Manager Michael Doss interviewed the top 4 candidates. You saw the results of that tonight. I attended a meeting with the administrators from Miami Township and Milford Schools to discuss school safety. I attended, along with Chief Mahan and Detective Fannin, a meeting with our new psychologist, Dr. Erica Berkeley, who aided us in tailoring a job task analysis that we will use going forward. I attended the monthly meeting of the Claremont Commissioners, where first responders were recognized. You may have seen that on their Facebook page. And lastly, in community relations, Officer Eschman represented the department at the annual RDI Trunk or Treat. 2 different Cub Scout dens toward the police facility. Extra officers were scheduled on Halloween night for trick or treat. Myself and Mr. Doss were the scheduled speakers at the Milford Miami Township Chamber's Topics of 12. I attended the Milford School Foundation Night of the Stars, along with several other members of staff. At Your Service Roofing and Total Quality Logistics provided meals for the department throughout the month. Myself, Officer Mel, and Detective Fannin attended the annual Oktoberfest at Sim Terrace. That was a lot of fun. Myself and Officer Kenny attended the soft opening of the 5 Points Landing. We spent some time on the roof, as you may have noticed on Facebook, with the principal and one of the teachers at Pattison Elementary to celebrate them reaching their goal for the walkathon. And lastly, Squad 2 attended a pep rally at Pattison Elementary. Are there any questions I can answer for you?
Well, thanks. Sounds like it was a busy month.
It was.
Great. Fire and EMS, District Chief Miller.
Good evening. Milford Community Fire Department has been awarded a $15,000 firefighter exposure to environmental elements grant. To purchase new firefighting PPE. So 2 members that are recently transitioning from our cadet program to volunteer status, and then 2 of our current volunteers will be receiving new firefighting equipment, specifically turnout gear, and that was provided through Ohio BWC. We also just received 2 new stair chairs. They were put in service this week. Our old manual chairs have been replaced with those. The manual ones, you had to actually carry people up and down steps. These now have some power to kind of assist with that. So hopefully we avoid some back injuries there. And that was also through Ohio BWC. Hometown Holidays this weekend, we will be providing antique fire truck rides. So come see us down there. And then watch your social media. We'll have some fire safety tips out shortly for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Miles, just
Miles,
Miles.
question?
Sorry, I guess I should use the microphone. If you ordered a Santa Sunday t-shirt, when are those being distributed?
They are available at the station currently.
Come pick
I have them
up.
down there, so come see me tomorrow.
Okay, awesome.
And if you didn't get to order one, we're taking an additional order now. So
Okay,
Thank you.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
All right, that takes us to council comments. Would anyone from council like to make?
I just wanted to say thank you to the city staff they've done a really good job of decorating. I love the change in the lights downtown. It makes it more inviting, the softer lights. I think it looks good. And then the 5 points, the tree.
Looks beautiful.
And yeah, looks good. So thank you, staff.
Anybody else? Okay, so that takes us to our ordinances and resolutions that were sent through at the last meeting. Check out. Sorry.
Thank you, Mayor.
You need it, don't you?
Excuse me. Ordinance number 23-249, an ordinance authorizing change order with DER Development Company LLC to close out payments for work performed at 5 Points Landing Park in the amount of $17,788.68. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Milford, Ohio, Section 1. City Council of the City of Milford hereby authorizes the city manager to execute a change order with DER Development Company LLC to close out payments for work performed at 5 Points Landing Park in the amount of $17,788.68. The terms and conditions of this agreement are attached and fully incorporated herein in their entirety as if fully written herein pursuant to and in accordance with Section 12.03 of the Milford City Charter. Under Section 2, under and in accordance with Sections 12.05 and 12.07 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Move to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes. Ordinance number 23-249, ordinance authorizing change order with DER Development Company LLC to close out payments for work performed at 5 Points Landing Park in the amount of $17,780.68.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-250, an ordinance authorizing city manager to pay the Claremont County engineer $25,356.65 for road resurfacing through Claremont County Road Resurfacing Program. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Milford, Ohio, Section 1. By ordinance numbers 22-178 and 23-205, the Council of the City of Milford previously authorized the city manager to enter into an agreement with Claremont County Board of Commissioners and the Claremont County engineer to participate in the 2023 Claremont County Road Resurfacing Program and to pay for such program. Having now completed the program, the county engineer submitted the final bill to the city for payment, and the city manager is hereby authorized to pay $25,356.65 to the engineer for the complete cost of the program. The terms and conditions of this agreement are fully incorporated by reference from ordinance numbers 22-178, 23-205, and the attached and in accordance with Section 12.03 of the Milford City Charter. Section 2, under and in accordance with Section 12.05 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Motion to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-250, an ordinance authorizing city manager to pay the Claremont County engineer $25,356.65 for road resurfacing under the 2023 Claremont County Road Resurfacing Program.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Thanks. Ordinance number 23-251, an ordinance authorizing payment to Zurich North American for invoices incurred for legal services in an amount not to exceed $14,000. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Milford, Ohio, Section 1. The City Council of the City of Milford hereby authorizes the city manager to pay Zurich North American up to $14,000 for legal services incurred related to the pending court challenge of the city's short-term rental ordinance. Section 2, under and in accordance with Sections 12.05 and 12.07 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Move to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-251, an ordinance authorizing payment to Zurich North American for invoices incurred for legal services in an amount not to exceed $14,000.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-252, an ordinance authorizing a supplemental agreement with Terracon Consultants, Inc. for Tier 2 evaluation services at the former Sowers Milford Marathon site. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Milford, Ohio, Section 1, by ordinance number 23-204, the Council of the City of Milford previously authorized the city manager to enter into and execute agreement with Terracon Consultants, Inc. for Tier 2 evaluation services at the former Sowers Milford Marathon site at a cost not to exceed $16,850. Because the State Bureau of Underground Storage Tank Regulations, Buster, requested additional evaluations beyond that initial work, the city needs further Tier 2 services from Terracon costing $14,750, and the city manager is hereby authorized to enter into and to execute a supplemental agreement with Terracon for that amount. The terms and conditions of this agreement are fully incorporated in their entirety as if fully rewritten herein, pursuant to and in accordance with Section 12.03, of the Milford City Charter, Section 2. Under in accordance with Sections 12.05 and 12.07 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Move to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes. Ordinance number 23-252, an ordinance authorizing a supplemental agreement with Terracon Consultants, Inc. for Tier 2 evaluation services at the former Sowers Milford Marathon site.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-253, an ordinance authorizing city manager to enter into a contract with Buckeye Power Sales Company, Inc. for an emergency generator at a cost not to exceed $35,328. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Municipality of Milford, Ohio, Section 1. City engineer, having solicited proposals from a number of entities for an emergency generator for use at City Hall, and based on his recommendation, the Council of the City of Milford hereby authorizes the city manager to enter into a contract with Buckeye Power Sales Company, Inc. for such emergency generator cost not to exceed $35,328. The terms and conditions of this agreement are set forth in the attached documents and are fully incorporated by reference under and in accordance with Section 12.03 of the Milford City Charter. Section 2, under and in accordance with Sections 12.05 and 12.07 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Move to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-253, an ordinance authorizing city manager to enter into a contract with Buckeye Power Sales Company for an emergency generator at a cost not to exceed $35,328.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
And I, at
I'm
this,
sorry, Ms. Russell, may I just say two things real
Sure.
quick? Number one, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And number two, OH.
I-O.
There you go. Thank you. That's all I have there. Hopefully more on the, no offense, but hopefully more on the second one than the first thing.
At this time, I ask that we move into executive session pursuant to and in accordance with Section 3.053 of the Milford City Charter, 121-22G3, a conference with an attorney for the involving pending litigation.
For the second?
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Okay, we will be returning only to adjourn the meeting. So everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving. Hopefully you get to spend time with family and shop small businesses. Enjoy our hometown holidays this weekend. Thank you.
Who spoke at the